Hey Rick, how are you?
Good morning. How are you? Let's open the cafe and get things rolling.
Bing bing.
Bing, bing. There we go.
Now I'm not I don't look like a lobster this week. I'm in the kitchen and suddenly the clouds covered the sun, so now I'm dark. You know, a minute ago I was nice and bright, but if I turn the kitchen lights on, then I look like a lobster like I did last week. It's just a mess. But one of these times I'm going to be out on the back porch and I'll look, I'll be a natural light. It'll be great.
Yeah, look at me. I don't know if I look great, but I am a natural light. I'm on the porch of my friend Susan's house live from New Orleans. It's Cafe B. New Orleans, and where are we today? I can't tell your background.
Well, we have a location in New Orleans. Our locations are wherever you go, and then we have a location here in New Jersey. Oh, here
Yes, we
comes
do.
the sun again. Watch, watch. See, didn't I just brighten?
Yeah, you look fabulous. I thought it was your aura. I thought it was your
It
mentality.
was my mood.
I know.
When
Well,
my
let's
mood's
get
darkened,
going.
the picture darkens.
New subject. Your turn.
Okay, I'm just going to start by saying that I'm doing some writing now under the name Marshall James. I was born James Marshall Green, and then I was adopted. Mark is actually a diminutive of Marshall, which I had never heard of before. But
No.
I have a nephew with the same thing. His name is Marshall. They call him Mark. So my birth family called me Mark, as short for Marshall. Have you ever heard of that?
Never.
But anyways, I like the name Marshall James, so I wanted to use it for a long time. I almost changed my name years ago, but I didn't. So now I'm doing some fiction writing under the name Marshall James. Look for him on Amazon.
Does it make you write differently when you're using a different name?
No, but I could do whatever I want to do with him. I could do some stuff is Mark McNease, like the mysteries and things. But then I could write cowboy westerns. I could do all kinds of stuff with
Nice.
Marshall James.
Yeah, I remember for a while you did take the name Marshall, though. I do remember. I know you said you didn't, in your mind, you didn't, but you did for a couple of weeks. I remember reading some stuff where you used the name Marshall. Do you remember, kind of?
Sort of. And if your boyfriend married me, he would be Jesse James.
Oh, well, there you go. Reason to have that happen. So here we are in New Orleans. Actually, my friend Jesse and I are down here visiting my friend Susan and my friend Lynn. It's very exciting. It's Jazz Heritage Festival weekend, weekend one. There's 2 weekends of it. Love the city. Pulled in last night after a couple stops in Natchitoches. And then we stopped in a city called Washington, which is the second oldest community settled back in 1720, or the third oldest community. I've been corrected. Third, Mark, sorry. And then we stopped in Lafayette for the International Festival, and then we drove over here after eating a couple po' boys. I'm telling you, and you know, Marshall was born in. You are Marshall, but Marshall, you were born in Mississippi. My friend here is from Mississippi. She's a writer, also. I've mentioned her to you before. Just happy to be here. Jazz Fest tonight. Robert. It's a debate between seeing Robert Plant, who's singing at the same time as Robin Thicke. So, which route would you take?
Oh, Robert Plant.
Uh,
Absolutely.
that's what my generation is saying. Jesse's saying Robin Thicke. So I think we're going
Oh,
to go
he's
with
such a
Robin.
misogynistic fuck. I'm not interested in Robert Thicke or whatever his name is.
Robin, Gloria Loring's son. But
His old
anyway,
man's trying to make a comeback too. Ride the fame wave.
yeah. He dated my friend Carolyn, but that's a whole nother cafe B. Played charades with him actually. Very interesting story. But yeah, it's great music at the Jazz Fest, great city, and it leads me to think about. I asked you this yesterday. I want to talk about a little bit. All of you, what's your favorite cities in the United States? And if the city's one of your favorite cities and you're not living there, why aren't you living there? That's what I'm saying. I mean, if New Orleans is one of my top 5 favorite cities, and Shreveport's not even in the top 5 list, why aren't I living here, Mark?
So live there. Well, yeah, I didn't know Jesse was there with you. I knew he was coming for I just didn't realize that.
For 5 years. Yeah, he's on a 5 year visit. So, um, so where are your favorite cities? Let me throw it out there: New Orleans, New York City, love it, love it, love it. San Francisco, gotta love that city. And then I love Chicago. Those would be my top 4 picks of U.S. cities. How about you?
Well, I live in New York City. I've been there for 21 years. I'm kind of
Wow,
over it. It's a favorite. I live there. It's my hometown. But my favorite cities, otherwise, I love Philly. I just adore
really,
Philadelphia. Oh, yeah. Philly is rocking, especially as a gay city. Philly is really progressive.
really.
Oh, my God,
Cheese
yes.
Cheesesteaks and all.
Yes, it's just got a lot going on. I love Philly. I love Chicago. I lived in LA for 12 years. That's kind of a second home. If I hadn't met Frank,
Ugh,
I was planning on moving back there.
ugh, ugh,
Oh, come
ugh.
on. Come
My
on.
least favorite, probably, and I lived there too, but probably my least favorite city. No thanks. Take it.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
I was going to touch on our Negro scholar Clive Bundy. Now, although John,
I'm trying not to. Go ahead.
no, but John Stewart beat me there. I wasn't. I don't watch his show. I just see clips of him on the news and stuff. But he did a. I guess he did a segment referring to Clive and Bundy, which is the rancher out there in Nevada, as the professor of Negro studies, because I wasn't paying any attention to this clown. But then I saw that the right wing media, Fox especially, was like on the bandwagon.
On it,
I'm
I
sure
know.
Sarah Palin was behind him. And what he's done, he's a loser and he's a mooch. He's been grazing his cattle on government property for 20 years, and he owes the government $1 million. So rather than own up to that, it becomes this like it was his property first and all this other shit. So they're all behind him. He's a real American and a patriot. And I saw some clip where he had like, a dozen cowboy men on horses, and they were holding their hats in prayer with him. But then, of course, he turns around and starts talking about how he wants to tell us of something he knows about the Negro, and that's the word he used. And I'm sure you know the story, but he just said really horrible things about black people, about how they never learned to pick cotton, so they don't know how to do anything.
Oh
And
my gosh.
they live off of subsidies and they abort their children.
Oh god.
This is a guy who's been living off, who's been illegally grazing on federal land for years, and he's talking about moochers. So now everybody on the right is like running away from him and trying to distance themselves. But I'm sorry,
Of course.
it's too late. And what one of the things that really bugs me about this kind of thing is that why do they make assholes like this their heroes in the first place? It would be like people on the left making Angela Davis our hero, and the Black Panthers our hero. This guy's a total fucking nutcase, and I think he drinks too much. He's got like this really distended gut. I don't know if you saw that, but to me, that often means there's like a liver problem or something. I have no idea. But anyways, he's an asshole, and you know, I, that's my
Yeah, I
thing
agree. I
about
mean,
him.
you could say vet these people before you pull them into the fold. Do some good vetting, but even beyond that, have a heart. Why would you even choose someone that you've even heard made mild comments about that? Let's bring him to New Orleans. Let's bring him to the heart here of Mid-City and put him down the street on his fucking horses and see how that goes over. What do you think, Mark?
I like that with all those po' boys.
Exactly. Po' boys, here, speaking of which government shit, a couple things that hit the news this week, both happened on Thursday that are of interest to you, I believe, definitely interest to me, and hopefully of interest to you, listener, viewer. You like that, Mark? Watch.
Viewer.
So listen, folks, web neutrality, a concept that many of us don't even know about. Up until Thursday, the government basically was saying, no regulation, all web delivery is treated the same. Now they're opening up. The FCC is involved and getting a little bit of flack for this as we see how this unrolls and saying, no, we can have different levels of the web. So in other words, it's very complicated. Have you heard about this, Mark? What's going on?
Well, yeah, I know that certain companies want to be able to slow down your access to websites so that they can give priority to people who pay them, and that's all I know about it.
You summed it up. And what does that mean to the consumer? Although the FCC posts, the FCC chairman, this is not going to affect the consumer. Damn right, it's going to affect the consumer. It's all about the almighty dollar. So if Netflix goes with Verizon as a carrier, all of a sudden Verizon gets to deliver your Netflix faster, they're going to raise the premium price of that delivery. And then smaller companies are going to be edged out. Here's America, freedom of spirit, freedom to start your own business. We're not going to hurt you. No, it all comes down to the big players, Comcast, NBC. It's all monopoly again, So
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're going to find these little web companies or these little companies that have information to deliver that aren't going to pay the big bucks to the Verizons and the Comcasts and the Uverses or whatever because they can't afford it. So you're going to get tired of downloading their content and you're going to switch to someone else. That's what it's all about, guys. I warn you. There's going to be big issues out there. They hearkened it to when iPhone cut that exclusive deal with AT&T. Apple did when the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
That there's going to be all these bonding things. So that happened. Number 2 happened on Thursday is about e-cigarettes. Did you read the report? All 271 pages of it, Mark?
No, I just know that they're going to start regulating them.
And I thought, well, this is good news. I thought, tobacco industry is going to be in an uproar. No, they love it.
They own the e-cig companies.
They own e-cigs. They own vapors. So, of course, they like what they did because basically the government has come out. They're giving it 75 days for public opinion. So if you really care, folks, read that report online and give your opinion. We all know what's going to happen. It's going to go again to big tobacco, because all big tobacco cares about, at first, the topic of the regulation was, do we regulate it as a cessation tool? In other words, does the government or the FDA look at it as a tool for people to wean off cigarettes, like much like you were doing with your vapors? Or do we regulate it just like tobacco? They decided to regulate it like tobacco, which the big dogs love, because that means they can control it. They can make users of young kids. If it was regulated the other way, it wouldn't even be something to have a target to go after the non-smoker. And that's what big tobacco is basically excited about today, is that we can go after the young smoker. We're going to go after the new smoker. And then here's what's interesting. The government did come down. They debated regulating flavors, and they were basically saying, oh, we can't have bubblegum flavor because that's definitely targeted to the 18 less market. And basically people are coming down and say, you can't regulate what flavors we have. So God only knows where it's going to head, but there will be some e-vapor, discussion coming out, and I'm sure lots of new policies written by corporations. So those are my government gripes this week.
Well, by the way, I'm not wearing a hat today. You mentioned it
I saw
before we
that before
started,
we
but
rolled. Yeah,
that's because we get a flood of emails every week from viewers, and quite a few of them wanted to know what I really looked like,
Hey,
because
how many email addresses do you have, Mark? At least 10 that you use when you write yourself?
Rick, come on, it's not fair. But
I
they
know.
want to know
Go
what I
ahead.
look like without a hat, and so
Well, there you go.
I didn't wear a hat today. But look at this like little tuft here. It's like a
I
little
see it.
mohawk.
Bow
It's a
your
little
head. Bow
mohawk
your
thing.
head.
I do have
Bow your
hair
head.
though. It's being pushed back by this headset that I wear.
Well,
But
do you think people hide behind caps? Did you hide behind? No, you were using it as a little thing
well,
to
what's
let
his
people know.
name? Kenny Chesney or whoever? Is that his name? No, but they're
Yeah.
bald people wear hats. Some bald people wear hats, so they're going bald. They don't want people to know, so they wear hats.
Or it makes them go bald. I've heard that story. If you wear hats too much, it makes you go bald.
I heard pulling out your hair makes you bald.
I don't know. Well, don't pull out your hair. You don't pull out your hair. Well, that's what you look like. There's the real Mark McNease, folks, right there in
That's
front of you.
me.
That's interesting.
Now, but I was going to say a political. That'll be my last thing because I'm always watching the clock. We're at the 12. We're at 12:14.
Oh,
So,
good.
I saw an interview with Elizabeth Warren on Sunday morning last
Oh,
week.
I know.
And
You love her. You love her. You
I
love her.
loved her. I didn't pay her that much attention because I think she's too progressive for the general election. But I was like, she's the real deal. I really, really like this woman, and I think I think what came through to me was her integrity. She said she's not going to run. She's not going to run. She doesn't play that shit. She doesn't do that game. When she says she's not running for president, she's not running. Maybe 4 years from now, I don't know. But I really, really liked her, and then I thought, what a shame, because I was behind Hillary in 2008. I wanted her as the president. I did not want Barack Obama. He got it. I voted for him, because I wasn't going to vote for the Republican. But I don't know. I think maybe I just want an option. I want an alternative. I don't want to feel like Hillary's going to run. She's going to be the nominee. I got to vote for her. I'm over the dynasties. I don't think we needed
I
another.
thought you were saying I'm over the dikes. Oh, my God. You scared me for a minute.
Rick,
Well,
you're
I
such a
did.
provocateur. I thought about that last week after our show, the way you ended it. I thought, he's a provocateur. He says these things
Uh-oh.
to just provoke either
Mark.
me or people watching.
Or them.
And
No,
I don't
I
believe
don't.
she's a lesbian. I just don't know where you get that stuff.
Well, she is part
Unless
of the
you know
dynasty.
somebody that slept with her.
She is part of the dynasty, though. I had to remember if I did or I didn't, but I didn't. So anyway, the point is this. You're right. So who do they bring out saying they're going to run against her? Jeb Bush. I mean, we got Bush, Clinton. I agree with you about Elizabeth Warren. I believe she's the populist. When you look at the the Politico versus the populist, you got Warren versus Clinton. And I think hopefully she does have a future to be someone, in leadership. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to end because you called me the provocateur. I've got to have my last one be very provocative. I was going to talk about something I'll talk about next week. So that's the cliffhanger. Don't go away, guys. I had something to end with this week that we'll use next week. But I want to know if you downloaded the new app, Lick This, yet, Mark.
What is it? Like what?
Lick This. The new app that's out there, folks.
What does it do?
It teaches you and judges you on your ability to perform oral sex.
On a man or a woman?
Does it matter?
To me, it does.
Well, I guess it does, man. That's a stupid question. Well, look it up. I know you will after this. I'm sure many people will. Lick This. I think it's a free app, and you have to put something over your phone, and then it's about you go like this, or you do it in a round. So maybe it's more about created by a man for women, but it judges your ability. Mark, I'm telling you, it's out there.
I believe you, but I think it's for straight people because anybody who's really good at giving head, which I'm sure you've
It's male or
known a
female,
few.
right?
Um, I mean, man to man. We're talking man to man here.
Okay.
You don't really use your tongue. I mean, you can, but all the skill is in your lips. It's not in your tongue.
You're not even a provocateur. You just talk this way through intelligence and experience.
It's
And
true. What
I
are
don't
your
know.
tongue? It's your tongue gets in the way. You could do it without a tongue.
Oh my God! Well, you create a new app then called what? Throater?
Suck
Wrote
this.
this? suck,
This sucks.
suck this.
How about this sucks?
And that'll be regulated too before by Elizabeth. She gets elected. So, RIP guy, you're talking about the Negro scholar. Anyway. Oh, it's been a pleasure, Mark. I'm off to Jazz Fest and Robin Thicke. Thick this.
Go with Robert Plant, man. Robert Thicke, he's a one-hit thing. I mean, I know he's whatever. People like him. He's not. I'm just not into him.
Well, I was confused. I thought I was going to see Robert Palmer. So,
He's
Plant and
dead.
Palmer. Did he die?
Oh, Robert Palmer. Oh God, yeah.
Oh, well, we had a nice tribute to him. We were watching all these songs, Simply Irresistible on
We have to start singing on our show. Like, Kathy Lee
They'll be-
Gifford is a right wing. I think I mentioned that. She's really right wing, but we got to sing and dance.
We got it. Oh, yeah, Coda. We got this going on.
You're
I'm going to drink my
addicted to
wine.
love.
I got my coffee. You don't know what's in there, Mark. You have no idea what's in this cup.
I can guess. I mean, it's Irish coffee.
I know. No, it's I just in New Orleans. But let me tell you something. These damn people that I work with at Gannett, I'm going to throw it out there. They have vapors and they're smoking their vapors at their desks. That's wrong. That's why it needs to be regulated.
Nobody does that here. You can't do that here.
Well, you can't legally. Well, in Jersey, you can.
Although that's just a personal thing. We don't have time for it, but that's your personal thing. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you.
Go
at all.
lick this, Mark. Lick this. You have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody. Cafe's open.
Guys,
By the way, patio's open. Go out, grab a scone, go out to the patio.
enjoy New Orleans.
And we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.